Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader, and we're going to embark on a subject which is a lot of people have asked me, and I have done this before, and it might have been a couple of years ago now. Could be longer, time flies, but it's all about how do you get somebody going, because it's easy enough to recruit someone, in truth, you know. And let's be absolutely frank, 10 quid is nothing, is it? It really is it's a bit of a small amount of money. So in that regards, it's not something that they feel, oh, well, I've really got to get going. Now, I think I'm going to have to break this down into three parts because it's a big subject. And I do have a lot of success with new partners. Okay. You may not always see me on the leaderboards, but I am consistent. And there is a theme to my way of doing this business, and it's quality over quantity. And it also translates into partners, because if you can keep quality there, you will earn money. And if new partners can earn money, they'll stay. Right? Simple as that. Can we just get this one straight? All the incentives are lovely. And I'm almost at the point of getting the whole three parts of the Christmas incentive, okay? Um, but I never joined for Christmas incentives, and I never joined for holidays. And actually, I think if you could remember back when you joined, I think, like me, you joined because you wanted an extra income. And that's the sole reason initially that people join. So they've got to make money. All right. It's as simple as that. The quickest way to get somebody enthused and going is that they start to earn money. By the way, I am so sorry if you're just joining and you are hearing this very strange voice, but I am really poorly, but I didn't want to let you down. All right. So please mute yourself if you're going to make noise in the background. All right. First of all, before we talk about fast start plans and anything, I'm going to share with you some tips about this whole making money thing. Okay. So let's look at our business. What is it about? It's about essential services that everybody needs, and it's about simpler billing. It's about offering stunning customer service, which is unprecedented, all right, to anybody else out there. And overall, getting a better deal. That's what it's about. So who's it open to? Well, at first thoughts, you'd say everybody. I'm so sorry about my voice. You'd say everybody. Okay. And it is open to everybody. But I'm now going to probably wind up a few people. All right. I'm just going to say it the way it is, because our company is shouting from the rooftop. They want us to target homeowners. And there's a very good reason. We earn all the money with homeowners. We earn achiever points, fast start bonuses, promotional, everything with homeowners. Now, why do they target homeowners? Well, I'm going to give you the absolute nitty gritty lowdown. So I was having a chat with one of the directors and with Sean McManaman, actually, while I was away in Spain. And the percentage of all the debt that is in the company, and if I told you the amount, you'd be horrified. But as we are a multi-billion-pound company now, it's relative. By the way, we've got less debt than Octopus and less debt than OVO. All right? Something to be really proud of. Okay. But there's a lot of debt, and it's a few million. All right? How does the debt happen? Mostly through tenants. Now, you might have a relationship with a tenant. Okay. I was a tenant for 10 years, and I've said this in my chats. Had somebody offered me this opportunity when I was a tenant, I would have grabbed it with both hands because I was a person looking for something to alter my life for the better forever. That's what this is. Are you aware of that? It's a life-changing opportunity. Okay. The difference between me as a tenant and some people as a tenant is I was looking to improve myself. I wanted a better life. And I didn't know it, but I am actually naturally entrepreneurial. I don't need anybody to tell me to work. And in fact, when I think about it right now, you're getting an idea that I am actually quite poorly. But because I don't want to let you down, I'm here. Because that's my natural instinct. Because I get great joy out of working. It's not a four-letter word. Now, we are looking for people with the right kind of values. That's what it's about. You're looking for people with the right kind of values that want to better themselves. Now, I know a few tenants on here, and I know they've got the right values, and we are never going to dismiss those. But if you go out there and you bring in somebody, and this is going to wind somebody up because they always take umbrage, if they don't have a circle of life that is established in the UK, and they know lots of homeowners, they're going to struggle to do this. It's fact. Because do you realise we earn no customer bonus, no achiever points, no FEC points. We only earn 50% for the first 2 years passive reoccurring income. And thereafter, when they're established tenants after 2 years, we only earn 75%. That's because the company is doing everything to make us realise we've got to go for homeowners. So when we're looking at partners, we're looking for people that you should be interviewing at the start before you sign them up and interviewing them and asking some very blunt questions. Number one, have you lived in the UK for, say, 2 or more years? Can I tell you, if they haven't, they're going to struggle. Because if they've only just come in, they have no circle of life. They've got no established work. They don't know people in work. They won't belong to churches where they know people, clubs, societies, playgroups. It goes on and on and on. So you're looking for someone that has a massive chance of a network of people that are homeowners. That's your number one criteria. Now, if that irritates you, I'm sorry. I'm speaking the truth to help you get good at this. All right? It's just plain facts. So before I ever sign anyone up, they have a serious interview with me. It's usually over the phone. It could be by Zoom. And I ask them some very poignant questions. I've had an inquiry 2 nights ago from a lady that works in our local pub down in the village. She works evenings. It's not conducive. She has minimal hours, 15. She wants more. She's seen what I do. She's seen my car going round with it on there, and she's heard about UW, and she's come through, Some of you would call it a head office lead. I can tell you none of them are head office leads. They are people in the community that have typed into Google utility warehouse or work from home. Are you aware of that? All right. And what happens if you're very active, you get a lot of those inquiries, and I get them because I'm active. So I interviewed her massively, and she had to go off to work. And we've kept in touch. Now, what's the next thing I do? I send her 3, it's always 3, UW stories. The one that for me is really important is about Tamsin Ford, Kalechi, and Bev Blackburn, which is all about earning, customer bonus, residual income, the benefits. Then there'll be a, yes, I know I should go to bed. Sorry. Someone telling me off. Then I send them a UW story that is relevant to their current status, which is usually work. Something of that kind. Now, because she is working behind the bar in the local pub, there isn't one for that, but there is younger generations. And I've already interviewed her, and she's 25. And I thought younger generations is a good one. And then the other one I send them is, it looks too good to be true. Because that's what most of them actually do think. And I actually preface those on a WhatsApp with, I'm sending you this because as you watch all this, this is exactly what's going to go on in your mind. So what I ask them to do is write back to me as soon as possible how they think it could benefit them and what did they like best. You'll notice those words are not my words. They are literally decades of network marketing words, and they work, so why change them? Now, if you do not get a reply, okay, we can't jump to conclusions that they just ignored you. There could be a multitude of reasons why they haven't. Heaven forbid, there could be a family emergency. And I have to say, the last 2 days, I've been in a state of family emergency. Absolutely awful day yesterday. No wonder I'm like this. Okay? So sometimes people can't reply. Give them the benefit of the doubt. And if any of you watched Claire Hinger and Hannah Leaning on Sunday night, and if you did, oh wow, they were magic. It was gold, absolute gold. They actually said some nuggets stuff that you can use to reply. Usually I send back, if I don't hear something, I send back something on the lines of, we had a chat the other evening and I've sent you some videos to watch and I asked you, could you reply? As we chatted, I got the absolute impression you wouldn't be the kind of person that would ignore and be rude. In fact, I would say that you're someone that possibly something very important has come up. It's giving them the benefit of the doubt. It usually proffers a response. Now, the lady I'm on about, she actually did reply back immediately, and we are going to be back in conversation, okay, because she's interested. So what the UW Stories is for me is a filtering system of sussing out the wheat from the chaff, yeah? It saves you a lot of time because time is our most valuable commodity. So what happens if they say, I'm really interested and I want to give it a go? You've got to be sure that there is a great possibility that they know a lot of homeowners. And that's what your interview was all about. Now, if that you've got that criteria and you've picked up And one of the things I say to them is there are various values as a partner we need. One of them is we need to be a little bit self-motivated because nobody is going to be shouting down or breathing down our necks. True, isn't that? Yeah? Yeah. The good news about being a partner is there's no boss. The bad news about being a partner is there is no boss. Yeah? So that you've got to establish. Then you've got to get a sense of their values. And you've got to say to them, I always ask them, do you know what integrity means? I ask them outright. Very few people know what that means. It means that you will carry on doing what you said you would do, despite anything else that gets in the way. And there are lots of people that do not have integrity. And somebody put, I'm a trooper. Well, I think I've got integrity because here I am, okay, doing what I said I'd do. Now, if you've got those kind of things, if they've got a network, listen, if they are people that are busy, perhaps they belong to sports clubs, gyms, social groups, maybe they're into politics. It could be anything. If you've got a very lively person that's always what we call naturally networking, they've got a good chance at doing this, haven't they? Why? Because they've got access to lots of people. If you meet someone that says, oh, I never go out, oh, no, I don't like talking to people. If they say, I'm a loner, if they say, no, I'm really not very good at conversation, listen, folks, yes, there's personal development, but there's also something called having a fighting chance. Okay, I can't make it plainer. So I am emphasizing the fundamentals of this. Okay, I'm emphasizing the fundamentals. Okay, now they fit all the criteria, they've ticked the boxes. What do I do next? Well, I'm telling you straight, I don't send them my link to sign up. I've never done that, ever. Because what you're doing is telling somebody you're on your own. You've basically said you're going to be on your own and you're not going to get any support. I jump on Zoom with them and I do the sign up process and ask them the questions and get it going. And they see, and let's show you the very first slide that I got prepared. Bear with me while I do it. Here we go. Okay, this is my emailing. In fact, let's just do this and it will come up in full. So you might recognise this set of words. You know, when they sign up, this is what comes up on the screen. Success. Great news. Your application to be an authorised UW partner has been approved. Now, I've done that with them online through Zoom. I copy and paste it onto an email. And in this case, it's gone to the partner. I copy me in because it helps me remember what I do. They've got that then. That's the first thing. Then the very next thing is I say to them, I'm going to show you around your partner portal. So let's show you what I mean. Let me stop the share and let's bring in the next thing. Okay. So this is mine because I'm very aware of GDPR. So I will show them. Can you see my mouse, folks? Oh, hang on, I've got to share you. Apologies, you need to see this, don't you? Hang on. Share. Let me do it. You can now. Yes. Can somebody say, can you see UK's cheapest energy dashboard? Thank you. Right. So I'm using mine. I usually go on to theirs, okay? Because it's better that it's on theirs. And obviously, because it's mine, you can't see the starting point. I tell them they've got to verify themselves. Now, I show them their account area. See down here? And I explain to them, good to have a picture of yourself. You know, look, 6th of November. Look, guys, 23 years. Isn't that amazing? And there was my recruiter and sponsor, Rob. And I say to them, you've got to order your ID card. If they want to change their email address, they can do it there. This is where you link their customer account, because many of my partners are already customers. All right, it's the biggest area where I get my partners, okay? And that's because they've already seen for themselves it works. They've got the validation that these things work and the switching process. Bank details, and I tell them in 45 days, I'd like you to change your password, because then I can't come into your partner portal. All right? I'm telling them that's where you do it. And then I generate and show them their public liability. So I've shown them that. Then I say, let's go back to the dashboard. And I tell them they can't wreck any of this. But then we're going to go straight away to it will be their, it'll be their learning. So for them, it will be 15 minutes fast start, 5 minutes legal, and 5 minutes insurance. And then I tell them they could do their social at another time. That's not as important as those things. And I only give them 12 hours, folks. If you give a child a week to do their homework, they'll do it on the 7th day. If you tell a child you've got 12 hours to do your homework, they'll do it in the last hour. I'm afraid, because humans are being used to being told what to do, from the school to senior school to college to work, I'm afraid they're told what to do, right? So tell them 12 hours, okay? Because you want them to really, right, let's stop the share. Why do you want them to do it in 12 hours? Because 30-day clock is ticking for them to earn a massive 500 quid bonus. You're being kind, all right? Really kind to them by doing that. Okay, so let's go back. So you've told them about that. Then the next thing I do is I go straight in with them. This is all on that first meeting, straight in with them. Jeez. And I have to scroll to the bottom, because by their wisdom, don't ask me why, Utility Warehouse, the very first training they need to book on is at the bottom. Weird. Launch your business. And there and then, on their own portal, I book the soonest. Not when is it convenient, the soonest. You'd be amazed how so many of them will do the soonest. Okay? And book it with them. So you've set the scene. You've shown them what they've got to do. You've booked their training. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Let's see if I can do this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Share. By the number of you on here, I think this is a very important coaching. Okay. Can you see a WhatsApp? Thumbs up? Brill. Sorry about obviously letting the lady's name. Please don't take too much notice of that. Okay. But as soon as we come off the Zoom call and I'm saying to them, how soon can you get this 25 minutes done? Listen, guys, if somebody can't find 25 minutes to change their life for better, does that give you an indication of what kind of person you've got? I could see some people laughing, all right? In the old days, we used to say, do you want to earn your money fast or slow? Now, nobody says slow, but what we're trying to do is kind of realise to them, this can change your life forever, and it really can, okay? So what have I got here? Listen, guys, I will happily send this out to you, and I must take off the various bits that are to a particular person. But it goes like this. Dear so-and-so, I'm delighted for you that you've joined this award-winning company as a partner. And in this particular case, you'll be experiencing significant savings as your own customer. By the way, this lady was a referral from a customer from the Romsey show. Okay. And she came through while I was sat in a coffee shop in a shopping centre in Spain. And I made the call. So actually what you're seeing is this is real life. All right. I don't do flannel. I do real. Okay. So everything is a crib here of what they need to do. Because I say to them, you watch and listen, and I'll write this down. And all I do is copy and paste and adapt it. And it's everything. Look, verify yourself. How to log in. Complete the 3 modules. Here we go. Getting started. Legal bit. Useful documents. Remembering to say to them, one of the most important things is there is the success guide. Do read it. It's a bit like your T's and C's when you join a job. Your ID card. Okay, wonderful to have you in the team and enjoy the online learning. Okay, then there's another one goes to them, just to confirm, because we've booked her training. And I confirm that as well. Believe me, guys, I don't leave any stone unturned. I take the art of sponsoring, I call it apprenticeship, really seriously. I'm going to give my all because I might have a chance of getting something back and it could really help them. So that whole beginning, as you've seen, I've not even got onto the fast start plan yet. And that'll be next week, okay? Because we're going to do this step by step. But what I say to you is the other thing is to point out to them, you know, when you book that launch your business training, tell them an email is going to come. They must flag that email, save it, because it's there that they click a link to go through to the training. And I say to them, make sure you got Zoom downloaded. How about do it about 10 minutes before the training so you're prepared and ready? Yeah? Not PPP, piss poor planning, turning up at the last moment, okay? I actually am, I suppose you could say I'm a hard taskmaster. But actually, it does the right things. I know you're all smiling, but it does the right things. It gets results. And I have got quite a few QD stars that have done it in their first 30 days, and they're over the moon with all that money they've earned. And I'll share this last thought with you for today. One of those ladies, her very first person she brought to the table was a tenant who was a friend. I'm going to share this. I said to her, leave your tenants till after the first 6 sign-ups. But no, she went for her. She has told me since she regrets it because she now realises the money and the tenant could have waited. Now, that's not to be rude to tenants because I've been a tenant for 10 years, but it's about if you're told the best way to do a job. Listen, guys, here's a great analogy. I'm getting animated now with my croaky voice as well. I say to them, I'm your driving instructor. And you're going straight into the driving seat. and I'm going to teach you the quickest way to pass your test. Is that person going to turn around to me and say, no, 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 I'll do it this way? I won't do it that way. No, they don't. They follow the instructor because they want to pass their test because it costs so much money each lesson. And this is the same thing. We have the experience, they don't. So we've got to be a little bit demanding because if they went into a job, it would be no different. Is that true? Now, I've shown you the follow-ups, the cribs. I emphasize about the training. There is a little thing on that. I'll just bring it up so you can see it. Hang on. It's here. As tempting as it is, and as excited as you are, do not talk about the services yet. I need to coach you on compliant things you can say. So what I'm telling them to do is zip. Don't speak to anyone because they'll mess it up. Because on the next coaching next week, I'm going to talk about how I coach them exactly what to say, and then they'll get the appointments. And if they get the appointments and they don't fall apart, guess what? If they come on that Zoom screen with me, those prospects, and I've got one tonight at 7:30, funny enough for that lady. Do you know what? I'm on a 99% chance they're going to sign up because that lady is just going to watch. She's going to watch and learn and make notes. And then the next time, I might say, how would you like to do a bit? And gradually we hand it over because it's an apprenticeship. Guys, I so hope that's been helpful. I am so sorry that my voice is not working, all right? But it's the stuff that matters. And actually, we can apply all this to ourselves, okay? So next week, same time, same place. Get excited. It's all about the fast start plan and how to coach them what to say, all right? Take care.
Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa, we
Thank
listen
you
better.
so much. Go to
We listen
bed.
better with your croaky voice and when you're normal. Everybody
Thank
was
you.
silent.
Get